Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing some work on the white car. So obviously this car is turbo. It is still running a factory front end. The only thing it's had is lowered springs. I think it's got some pedal struts in it, and then some caster rods, so aftermarket caster rods. But other than that, the front end is completely stock, including brakes. It has had bushes done, so that is good. But yeah, so today in this video, we're going to go pretty well pull apart the whole front end of this vehicle. And then we're going to put some upgraded stuff in it. Before I even start taking apart the front of the vehicle, we're going to go through all the parts that we've got, explain what I'm using them for, what I'm using, and I've got a very, very exciting thing on the channel today. This video is actually sponsored by Maxpeedingrods. They've sent out a set of S13 Coilovers to suit the R31 once the S13 stuff's going in. So that gives you an idea of what suspension's going to go into it. So let's show you, and let's show you these coilovers. This is 2006, look at that. So that is very, very exciting. We just opened up our new coilover set from Maxpeedingrods. Make sure you use the code if you're planning on buying them. It's 10% off, so just use the code Loveday. But guys, the next step to get all this stuff in the white car, we're actually going to go ahead and freshen up these S13 knuckles that I've got here. So they're untouched, uncut, completely stock standard S13 knuckles, which I got from Red GXE X-Drift car a little while ago. So now we're just starting to take off the hubs. So this one's very good, but this one has seen better days. I'm gonna pull this one off as well because this is the one that really needs to be looked at. So both hubs have been re-greased. The noisy one is actually quieting down heaps. It's still a little bit grabby, but it's not the worst. But for right now, I'm going to wire wheel all this off. Might even give it a quick degrease, and then we can give it a coat of paint. Cleaned up a little bit. We just finished painting the white line sway bar, so that's all painted. Got the end links there ready to go in. I've got silver left, so I might paint these calipers silver. Alright, so we taped up our studs. I've given the back side of this a first coat. Obviously waxed and degreased it. Ignore the dodgy paint setup, but we also did the same thing to the calipers. Not bad. So we'll do the other two, and then I'll show you once they're done. So next time we're in the shed, these will be dry. The calipers are painted. Yeah, next step is I'm going to go buy some strut tops to suit S13 coilovers to the R31 rear strut tops. That's the only thing. I found a set locally, which is pretty good, because online they're all sold out. But other than that, we're pretty well ready to pull the rear suspension out, put that in first, and then we'll do the fronts. So pretty exciting. But for tonight, that is done. Alrighty guys, first of all, as you can see here, someone's had a go at doing what I'm about to do. Pressure clean the whole front end. And you can tell that it's about 30 years of grime, 30 plus years of grime behind there. So today, use my pressure cleaner, SP Jet Wash, and yeah, we're just going to do our best to clean this up. My plan was to go white originally because then it keeps it original, but black's going to probably look the best and probably the easiest to keep clean and touch up. So we'll start cleaning that now, and yeah, let's see the results. All right, look at that. So much nicer. Every single little hole in the bay we have to tape up on this side. A little blower vac Clear that water, then we'll get the tape out and give this a red hot crack. Now that is something special. So we've done both sides. Looks really good. I'll take some before and after photos, but I'm very happy with that. I still got to do the tops of the struts once the strut is out, but I'll do that tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll pretty well pull the whole suspension out the front end, paint all the little bits. I just really wanted to make sure I was happy with the colour and how it was going to spray. So while that's drying tomorrow, I'll put the rear suspension in, and then we can kill two birds with one stone. And then we can put the S13 stuff in, which would be fun. So we'll update you tomorrow. So first of all, disconnect our brake line. There's a little plate behind it. Get your pliers out, pull that out, and then it'll keep your line free. I've undone it from the back of the caliper. It's a 17mm, and now we're just going to undo these two little strut bolts. I have cracked the top, so now all we got to do is crack these bottom two bolts, and then pretty well lift the strut off the ball joint or the ball joint carrier holder. You just pull it off, get that strut out the way, and it'll come out as a whole package. Alright, so crack the tire end off, and then the ball joint, and then we should be able to put the other knuckle on. This piece that sits like that is a prick to come off, so I just recommend whacking it with a hammer. Don't hit your studs, hit this up, so that will pop off eventually. And then because, oh, this side's not too, oh yeah. So because our tire ends are shagged, I'm going to replace these, so I replace the other side as well, because that was even worse. It was just spinning in the joint, in the ball joint. So we'll crack that off, we cut the shifters, and we'll replace it with a second-hand brand new. Alright, so both front ends are out, ready to go, prepped, painted, letting them dry. Just had to do the strut tops, so you can see I've masked them up, just a bit of masking tape. So now we'll jack the rear end of the car up, and I can put the rear Maxpeedingrods Coilovers in. All right, so we got the old Pedder suspension out, and then we can put the new Maxpeedingrods in. We got the Sidework strut tops to convert it from S13 Coilover to a R31 chassis. So these were second hand. I got them for about $100 on Facebook Marketplace, which is good. So someone shipped it over. The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is these extra little bit of length we've been given by Maxpeedingrods. We're probably going to have to grind them back because it's not going to fit our strut bases. So I'll measure that and then measure that, and I can cut it to suit so it sits flush. Alright, so we just sorted out our heights. We compared it off the old struts because where we kind of were was where we wanted it to be. Alright, time to finish up the front end. As you can see, all the paint is dry. I'll get some better photos for you because the quality on the recording isn't it. But we've got our S13 knuckles in. We just got to put our split pins in, and then pretty well we can start putting the coilover in, which we've got to pull out the box. So we'll unravel these. We'll unravel the front coilovers, and then we can set it to height. So we'll pretty well just mimic the height of the standard struts, and then we'll slap them in the front and we can adjust from there. So let's do it. So we're in the shed, pretty late one. Today, very productive day, and also very unproductive. We got all the coilovers in, the rears are good to go, all sorted, and the fronts are in as well. So the S13 knuckles, everything is good to go in the front end. But one thing, we have had a little issue with our brakes. It turns out these rotors aren't to suit the calipers. I went up to Ethan's shed, grabbed his rotors just to see if they're going to work. They're going to work. I also grabbed some caliper bolts just to make sure I was going to have some around the shed, put them in, and they're different as well. So the caliper bolts that are obviously on the stage of your brakes, they're just different. They're different thread, they're different size. So pretty well, we're again at a standpoint, even though we now have rotors to suit these calipers. We can order some of those tomorrow, but before we order them, we have to go down to United Fasteners. I really want to get those bolts before I order rotors. So I want to make sure that this setup's going to work with everything how it is. The only thing that's letting us down now is pretty well those bolts that hold those calipers in. and we could have been bleeding them up tonight. So, but that's not going to happen. So yeah, we just organise those caliper bolts. There's no one even wrecking an M35 Stagia. Probably is, but I'll probably just have to call around tomorrow, see if I can try to find something, because I need both sides for the front. But they do look really good. The other predicament, these without spacers do not fit. I'll have to shave that caliper down. It's just sitting on the top. It's only a little bit. We do have some spacers here we're planning to run anyway, so that's good. We're a little bit stuck with these brakes, but while I'm trying to figure it out, I decided we better put the thing on the ground just to figure out height and stuff like that, so I know if I need to raise it I can, or lower it more. I'll put that other side, that wheel on, and then I'll lower it. Even without brakes, it's fine. So it's not going anywhere. Let's do it. The front is actually probably a really good height. The rear, I tell you what, that's something different. All I need is like big drag radials for the rear, and we're ready to go down the strip. All right, I've obviously done something wrong with the rear. Oh God, it actually looks like it's still on stance. Well, I was hoping I had to jack up the front, but I was hoping we didn't have to jack up the rear. But scratch that, that rear height is probably 3 inches too high, and the front's okay. We'll get away with the front once spaced out a little bit, and then we'll have to lower the rear at least. All right, we'll jack that back up and get that sorted. Take 2. So these brakes, what we're looking at now, are actually SR20 Turbo brakes. So we got them from a friend of ours. They came with pads and rotors. He gave him a fresh machine. They weren't lipped or anything. He just, it's a bit surface rusty. We're scrapping the idea of the Stagia brakes because, one, rotors are different. So the rotors that I had to suit these Stagia brakes are not correct. 2, so the bolt to actually mount the calipers are a lot thicker than the standard stuff. You might be able to tell the difference, but they're a heap thicker. So with the S13 front end, I'd have to drill out my S13 knuckle, which I don't really want to do. So we pretty well found a really good set of other brakes, give them a quick paint job, and now tonight we're going to put them on. Yeah, we'll go from there. And pretty well, the rear should be pretty sweet now. I lowered that about 45 mil. Before we can drive it, we have to do a wheel alignment. So we're not going to wheel align tonight, but we're going to do an eye job. It's actually not that far off, considering like this side's got a little bit of toe in, and this side's also got a little bit of toe in. So we'll just give it a heap of toe out, meet it in the middle, and we can get it driving straight. The wheel's going to be off. It's always been off anyway, so it's not going to worry me too much. Let's slap all this together and we can go drive it tonight. That is stunning. Look, I'm not going to blow my own horn, but that looks amazing. Got the Maxpeedingrods Coilovers in there. Shout out to Maxpeedingrods sponsoring this video. But now we're about to bleed these brakes, and let's see if these calipers actually work. So hopefully they're not seized.
Everything looks good, but your calipers.
What's wrong with the calipers?
Sorry, your discs. That's why you bought them ones.
All right, look at that. Time to bleed these brakes. Let's do it, eh? Hey guys, brakes are bled. Cut the Jim beans. We're about to raise the front up a little bit, just because our rear is still super high. So we're just going to keep in mind, we're going to raise this up probably 30 mil in the front, just because it was pretty low. So we'll have a look, we'll do that quickly, and then pretty well, we torque up those front spacers. We need to do a quick eye alignment just so it drives semi-straight, and then we'll be good to go. Easy as that. Front's a tad high, rear's not too bad, but God, these spacers make this thing look so much nicer. Let's see if these brakes work. I just put it on the ground then, had to jump start it. Oh, it's been adventurous. And that pretty well concludes the rest of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to Maxpeedingrods for sponsoring this video. We ended up going SR20 Turbo brakes in the front, and then we had the S13 Maxpeedingrods Coilovers all round. We actually kept the R31 lower control arms just because we don't want too much camber. So that's pretty well on the middle of the camber setting, and I'm happy with that. I don't want to go any more than that until we look at, you know, obviously adding bigger wheels. So thank you very much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Any questions or anything that I've missed, any queries, either hit up Loveday.Motorsports on Instagram or just comment below and I'll make sure to reply to you. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy.